It all began with a single announcement, one that didn't come from the Browns, but from Nike. The sports giant unveiled its upcoming NextGen Football Showcase, a massive promotional campaign highlighting the league's brightest rising stars. This was no small deal. It's the kind of marketing event that can transform a player from a name on a roster into a global brand overnight. And when the roster dropped, one name stood out: Shadur Sanders. The son of NFL legend Deion Sanders, Shedeur wasn't just featured, he was front and center. According to multiple insiders inside the Browns facility, the moment that news hit the locker room, everything fell apart. Dillon Gabriel reportedly lost control after seeing Shadeur's name trending alongside superstars like Caleb Williams and C.J. Stroud. Players nearby said the outburst was unlike anything they'd ever witnessed. Gabriel slammed his locker so hard it echoed across the hall, shouting furiously, "They only care about his last name, not his game!" His voice, shaking with fury, carried down the corridor as teammates froze, unsure whether to comfort him or back away. For a few seconds, the only sound in the room was Gabriel's ragged breathing. Then came the stunned silence that follows when everyone realizes they've just witnessed something that can't be undone. Players rushed in to calm him, but it was too late. The meltdown had happened, and word spread through the facility like wildfire. What made the scene even more surreal was Shadur Sanders' reaction. While Gabriel was visibly spiraling, Shadur reportedly sat at his locker, phone in hand, scrolling casually through the social media buzz. He didn't gloat or respond. He simply smiled when teammates came over to congratulate him. The contrast was brutal, one man unraveling, the other completely composed, untouched by the chaos. But beneath that calm exterior, this story ran much deeper. Sources later revealed that Dillon Gabriel hadn't been blindsided by the Nike announcement, at least not entirely. For weeks, his agent had been in active talks with Nike representatives, pitching Gabriel's story as the perfect underdog tale. The walk-on turned starter. The Heisman finalist who clawed his way to the NFL through grit and discipline. It was the kind of narrative that usually sells, especially to a brand that loves authenticity and perseverance. Gabriel's team thought they had it locked in, until Nike went silent. No callbacks, no emails, no explanations, and then, out of nowhere, Shedur's campaign dropped. For Gabriel, that wasn't just a business disappointment. It was a personal betrayal. He didn't just lose a deal, he lost validation. The fallout was immediate. Social media exploded the moment Nike's announcement went live. Fans flooded comment sections with hot takes, memes, and brutal jabs. "Shedeur really got the league pressed," one user wrote. Another chimed in, "Nike can't fake star power. Sorry, Dillon." But it was one particular comment that reportedly pushed Gabriel over the edge. "Gabriel's stats are solid, but let's be real, nobody's buying his jersey." That single line, cutting, cold, and painfully true, hit the nerve. Everyone in the Browns facility already understood but never said out loud, in today's NFL, performance isn't everything. Marketability, charisma, and influence matter just as much, sometimes more. And in that equation, Shadur Sanders reigns supreme. The Browns' PR team tried desperately to contain the story, scrambling to suppress the leaks. But this is 2025. Nothing stays hidden. Within hours, social media was flooded with details from the meltdown. The phrase "Nike effect" began trending nationwide, turning the situation into a full-blown cultural debate. Sports talk shows devoted entire segments to the controversy, dissecting what it said about modern football. The question became unavoidable. Has the NFL become more about who you are than what you do? Behind the scenes, the Browns were imploding. ESPN's cameras caught Gabriel the next morning at practice, shoulders slumped, passes sailing high, eyes downcast. Gone was the calm, confident leader who once ran drills like a machine. In his place was a quarterback haunted by doubt, visibly broken by a world that seemed to reward flash over substance. Meanwhile, Shedeur, cool, poised, almost regal, moved through the same drills with ease. When fans called out his name, he smiled, waved, and even signed autographs. To everyone watching, it looked effortless. And that's what makes this story sting even more. Because on paper, Dillon Gabriel should have the upper hand. His stats from last season were stronger across the board. More yards, more touchdowns, higher completion rate. Yet numbers don't sell jerseys. Charisma does. Shedur's social media engagement is triple Gabriel's. His jersey sales double. He's not just a player, he's a brand, a cultural figure, a walking advertisement. Nike didn't pick him because of his stats. They picked him because people care about him. Even Kevin Stefanski, the Browns head coach, tried to diffuse the tension by calling both quarterbacks into a closed-door meeting. But according to insiders, that conversation went south fast. Stefanski reminded them that football, not sponsorships, is what matters most. Gabriel wasn't having it. He accused the organization of favoritism, of catering to Shedeur because of his name, his fame, and his marketing appeal. He pointed out how the Browns' official accounts highlight Shedeur's highlights more often, how reporters always want quotes from him, how the team bends over backward to protect his image. Then came the moment that said everything. Shedeur, calm as ever, simply replied, "I'm here to play football, everything else is extra." That statement, polite but cutting, only deepened Gabriel's rage. From his perspective, Shedeur didn't have to care about the politics. He was born into privilege, raised in the spotlight, insulated by legacy. Dillon had to fight for every inch, every opportunity, and now it felt like none of it mattered. The truth, however, is crueler than either man might admit. Shedeur's Nike deal didn't just boost his personal profile, it boosted the entire Browns brand. Since the announcement, the team's merchandise sales have skyrocketed by 40%. Social media engagement has surged. The Browns, for once, are part of the national conversation, and ownership isn't blind to that. As one insider put it, Shedeur is doing more for this franchise off the field than most players do on it in their entire careers. That's the kind of influence you can't coach, can't teach, and can't ignore. So now, the Browns stand at a crossroads. Dillon Gabriel is wrestling with the cold realization that in the modern NFL, merit alone isn't enough. Shadur Sanders has become more than just a quarterback. He's a brand ambassador, a celebrity athlete, a symbol of the new era of football. And Dillon? He's a reminder of the old one. The question now isn't whether Gabriel's anger is justified. It's whether he can recover from it. Will he use this humiliation as fuel to dominate on the field, proving to everyone, including Nike, that numbers still matter? Or will he let the resentment consume him, fracturing the locker room beyond repair? Because one thing's clear, this situation isn't going away. The season hasn't even started, and already the Browns' biggest battle isn't against another team. It's within their own walls. Browns fans, where do you stand in all this? Is Dillon Gabriel right to feel slighted after being overlooked, despite his better stats? Or is he letting jealousy destroy his focus? Do you think Shadur Sanders is benefiting unfairly from his famous last name? Or has he earned every bit of success through charisma and composure? And most importantly, can these two men coexist long enough to lead Cleveland to victory? Or is this locker room already too far gone? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this story is far from over. The Nike Showcase is days away, and the fallout hasn't even peaked yet. If you've been hooked on this drama, hit that like button right now, and subscribe for more updates as this saga unfolds. Trust me, this is only the beginning. The Browns' quarterback war is about to explode, and the world will be watching.